All right, it's time for another edition. All right, it's time for another edition of Football Frenzy. I am the Chiller from DC's R&B station, Magic 102.3. I've had a tough season. I had a tough last week. A lot of teams screwed me. A lot of people screwed me. I listened to people. I own it, though. It's my fault because these are my picks. This is my Football Frenzy, but it's been tough. But let's just get this thing started right now. Tonight, the game, Thursday night, Green Bay hosting the 2-2 Minnesota Vikings. The Pack is 2-2 as well. I said last week that Teddy Bridgewater, quarterback of the Vikings, was not ready. Teddy was certainly damn ready. I was wrong, but that happens sometimes. But his knee is gimpy. His knee is gimpy. Uh-oh. Who we got coming up in here? Pete Stew? A man last week who told me, did you or did you not tell me to pick the Chicago Bears over the Green Bay Packers who are hosting the Vikings tonight?
I was just trying to mess your picks up. See, I picked Green Bay. See, you know what I'm talking? No, I'm just joking. I picked Chicago too. Hey, man, they look good. I didn't think, Green Bay didn't look that good the first couple of weeks. They brought it all out against the Chirac boys.
Didn't I tell y'all earlier that I'm listening to myself now? Okay. That's what I'm doing. I'm listening to myself. So in this game tonight, I have got Green Bay, especially if Christian Ponder starts. There's no way the Vikings can win this game if Christian Ponder starts. Teddy Bridgewater,
Jerick McKinnon looking good, man. Asiata, he putting up numbers. I got him on one.
He's putting up good fantasy numbers. That don't mean he's doing anything in a game.
Hey, Christian Ponder, he was like
Christian
4-0 to end the year last year, man. Watch
Christian
out, man.
Ponder.
Florida State, man.
FSU, and I'm down. I love that stuff, but come on, let's get real. Second game. This is that Pete Stew from the legendary Live Squad and his. Yeah, I'm picking my own thing. Second game. Chicago at Carolina. Carolina is struggling. They lost 2 straight. They have been run on. They have been beat down. Steve Smith made them look like fools last week in Baltimore. Chicago, they lost to Green Bay, but they've been road warriors this year. I expect Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall to go into Carolina, have a big game. Game number 3, Houston and Dallas, the Battle of Texas. Both teams surprisingly 3-1. Dallas beat up on the Saints last week. Houston, they beat the Bills. Dallas's defense, not as bad as advertised. Their offensive line is strong. DeMarco Murray's having a big year. Dez Bryant, fantasy numbers, dog, in my buddy league. That's what I'm talking about, Dez. It pains me to do this, but I'm going to have to pick the Dallas Cowboys. Unless Tony Romo turns into Tony Romo, but that game shouldn't be close, really. It really shouldn't be close. So I got to pick the Cowboys. Next game, Buffalo at Detroit. Buffalo just put E.J. Manuel, their starting quarterback, on the bench, and they will be going with Kyle Orton. Because I guess they feel like at 2-2, the AFC East is wide open and they have a shot, but not this week because Calvin Johnson is going to be close to 100%. The Lions are at home at Ford Field. I don't see them losing. They're 3-1. Jim Caldwell, right now, early candidate for Coach of the Year. They are humming. They are 3-1. They look good, and they'll probably be 4-1 when this game is over. Baltimore at Indianapolis. The Baltimore Ravens, and they're 3-1, strong, beat up on Carolina last week. Indianapolis started off 0-2. They're back to 500. It's a tough pick. And I'm not trying to, because the Raven Knights will say, oh, you pick against us, you hate us. Well, I do hate you guys. I do hate you. But I just think that the Colts are just starting to pick this thing up. I think they're a better team than you are just by a little bit because they're at home. That's the only reason I'm picking the Colts in this one. Pittsburgh at Jacksonville. The Steelers have been screwing me all year long. I pick them to win, they lose. I pick them to lose, they win. Well, I'm going to straighten this train out right now. If Pittsburgh loses to Jacksonville's one of the worst teams ever, aside from the Raiders. And the Raiders aren't playing this week, and they might lose to the bye week. But if Pittsburgh loses this game to Jacksonville, they might want to suspend operations for about a week or two just to, evaluate some things and reconsider some stuff. I got the Steelers winning this game. Tampa Bay, they go to play New Orleans. New Orleans 1-3. They got beat again last week. Both teams are 1-3. But Tampa Bay, I don't see them. Sean Payton is too good of a coach. Drew Brees is too good of a quarterback. Rob Ryan's defense sucks. Rob Ryan should be fired right now. I don't know how this guy has kept a job in the NFL. He should be fired right now, but I just don't see New Orleans losing this game, so we'll go with the Saints in this one. Atlanta going to the Giants to play going to New York to play the Giants. Atlanta's got a banged-up offensive line. They got some weapons on the edge. They got White and they got Julio Jones, but if the Giants, get to Matt Ryan, and I love Matty Ice, and I could use some numbers, Matty Ice. I got you going in my money league, but I just don't see Atlanta doing too much. The offensive line is just too many troubles, and Steven Jackson is pretty much out of gas. So I got the Giants winning this one. Philadelphia hosting St. Louis. Philadelphia, they pretty much got dominated last week in San Francisco. Offensively, they did nothing until the end of the game. And really poor coaching cost them that game. They should have won. I think Chip Kelly made a poor call at the end of the game. But special teams had the Eagles right there in the game, and they probably should have won it. They're 3-1. They will win this one. Cleveland goes to Tennessee. Tennessee, bit of a disappointment at 1-3. Cleveland 1-2 coming in. I don't think Cleveland's going to win this game because it's Cleveland. Next game, Arizona at Denver. That's my upset special. I got Arizona going into Denver and taking down the Broncos. People don't give Bruce Arians, the coach of Arizona, as much credit as they should. I mean, this guy's winning games with Drew Stanton, but their defense is superb. Stanton knows how to manage the game. Doesn't try and do too much. You're going to see a whole lot of Andre Ellington, and you're going to see some Larry Fitzgerald making a big play. I feel it. Denver, yeah, they're nice, but they're old. I think Arizona just wants this one bit more. So I'm going with the Cardinals. My next game is the New York Jets at the San Diego Chargers. The Jets have a great running game, which they refuse to use. I mean, I think they ran it like 22 times last week and had like 140-something yards rushing, but they're like, hey, Geno Smith, go win the game for us. And Geno Smith is like, F you fans. It's a circus up there. It's a circus. Another Ryan brother. Why are they always involved in sideshows? But I got to go with the San Diego Chargers. Phillip Rivers just far too good. Plus, Eddie Royal, I picked him up in fantasy. He got me some big numbers last week. I see the Chargers winning this one. Kansas City going into San Francisco. The Chiefs have played some excellent football their last 2.5 games. The last two quarters against Denver in Mile High or Invesco, whatever the name of that place is, they played great. Then they played great against Miami, and they just beat the hell out of New England last week. And I think this continues. Andy Reid has the Chiefs humming. San Francisco, yeah, you beat Philadelphia. I mean, Philadelphia isn't that good, all right? And you get a good team coming into your house, and you have not shown that you can be dominant at your house yet. And you should be. What is it? Levi's Field, the house. What is it? The Field of Jeans is what they call it, I believe. Yeah. So San Francisco, I think they take the L this week. Kansas City, I'm going with them in that one. And then our Monday night game is Seattle going to Washington and my beloved Redskins. And for all the people that were drinking the Kirk Cousins Kool-Aid, I told you so! I told you so! I like the guy. I think he's a great backup, but 4 interceptions and 8 passes is unacceptable at the high school level, let alone the professional level. And we saw the man do it. We saw him lead Niles Paul. You see 3 guys coming right at Niles Paul. Boom! They said that Niles Paul looked like he was being escorted out of Ibiza after a horrible, horrible night. And that's exactly what it looked like. And it was Cousins' fault. But look, they played terrible. On both sides of the ball, special teams too, because Andre Roberts letting punch drop that shouldn't drop, whatever. I think there's going to be a better effort. They're going to play some inspired football. However, it will not be enough against the world champion Seattle Seahawks. I'm not crazy, okay? Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch, the Legion of Boom, Richard Sherman, those guys are just too good. They're just far too good. So I've got Seattle winning that game. Yeah, I hate to do that, but yeah, it's true. And the Sunday night game will be Cincinnati, undefeated, arguably the best team in the league, going to Foxborough to play Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and the New England Patriots, who just got embarrassed on national TV by the Chiefs. You know Belichick is going to have these guys ready to go. You know Brady's going to want to do really, really well. Cincinnati's just better. You know, you reach a point in your career where someone is just better than you, and Cincinnati is just better than New England. And I had the Bengals winning this game by 2 touchdowns. So those are my picks. Thank you for watching. It is Football Frenzy. I am the Chiller. You can be a part of the fun. You can go to mymagicdc.com. Could mean some money for you. And as always, these picks are subject to change on the whims of my brain and whatever I feel like. So if anything goes down, make sure you check these picks before 1 o'clock on Sunday. Thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate it.